Hello and welcome to another edition of LA Rider. I'm Tammy Arender.
And I'm T.W. Robinson, and we're coming to you today from G.N. Gonzalez, Louisiana's oldest and largest motorsports dealer.
You know, anyone that has watched this program for any length of time knows just how much you like exploring the open road.
That's right, Tammy, but I have another great passion, and it isn't connected to motorcycles at all. Or is it? 9 o'clock on a hot July morning, and I'm on my way to a tennis lesson at Bocage Racket Club in Baton Rouge. It may be hot, but it's never too hot for riding or tennis as far as I'm concerned, especially when I'm about to get a few tips from professional tennis player and coach Ed Gaskell, who just happens to be an avid motorcyclist as well.
You know, one of the most important things about tennis and motorcycle riding is to have the right equipment.
New York native Ed Gaskell has played tennis since his youth. He originally came to Louisiana to play at Tulane University and later served as their head men's tennis coach in 1998 and 1999. Ed has been a certified USPTA pro since 1985 and took over as manager and pro at Bocage shortly after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. On the court, it didn't take long for Ed to assess my game and offer a few pointers which yielded immediate results.
I think just a simple little grip adjustment would help you be a little more consistent. Forehand's great. Backhand race is a little too open.
Oh, okay.
So all you got to do is just adjust the grip a little bit, straighten the face out, and then that way you'll be able to get the topspin on it.
Okay.
And then also try to make the loop just like you do on your forehand. Start up and then drop underneath it, and then brush up when you hit.
Okay. During our time on the court, I also learned that Ed and I have more than just tennis and motorcycles in common. We both have a Yamaha Roadstar in our collection. So after wrapping up my tennis lesson, we made a date to see his bikes and take a ride together. Bright and early the next morning, I jumped on the lipstick bike and made my way over to Ed's Baton Rouge home.
Hey TW, how you doing?
Good.
Have you recovered from your tennis lesson?
I have, and now I'm ready to ride.
Me too. Hey, I'd like to show you my bikes too.
Yeah,
I pulled them out of the garage.
Along with his Roadstar, Ed also has two vintage Honda 750s. These great bikes ruled the road when they were first introduced back in 1969 and are still popular today amongst cafe racer fans.
Been modified into the cafe racer style, which is something that started in the late 1950s and 60s back in England, sort of a subculture. And I think originally it was sort of a derogatory term that was applied to guys who wanted to be racers but stripped their bikes down, made them look like racing bikes, but essentially just went from cafe to cafe and weren't true racers.
After talking bikes for a while, it was time to ride, and Ed and I headed out. Me on my Star and Ed on one of the Hondas, looking very much the part of a cafe racer in his vintage jacket, goggles, and helmet. The weather forecast called for rain later in the day, so we headed out on one of my favorite half-day rides through Ascension and Livingston parishes on highways 42 and 22. Despite the threat of showers, it turned out to be a beautiful day for a ride as we weaved our way along the Amite and Tickfall rivers on LA 22. As Ed and I headed out, I realized just how diverse we bikers really are. Plant workers, welders, doctors, lawyers, yes, even tennis pros, all sharing that passion for the wind in your face and the open road ahead of you.
I actually started riding as a kid. First bike was a little Solex, which is basically a bicycle with a motor over the front tire. Graduated to what they call mobilettes after that, which were single-geared motorcycles, you know, not very fast, but fun to ride. And then got into it more as an adult with my first bike in New Orleans, the Suzuki Intruder, which was an 800cc bike. Just enjoy riding. get you out and get you in a different mindset, different frame of mind, and enjoy being out in the countryside. And one of the great things about being in Baton Rouge is you can be out in the country in 5 minutes.
Right on, Ed Gaskell. In the meantime, I'll keep working on my backhand. See you on the court and on the road.